Hey, welcome to Davita's Stamp and Spot. It's Monday at 8 o'clock. I'm actually on time for a change. Hope you're having a great Monday. Yeah, it's kind of amazing. I actually am on time and on Mondays at 8 for a change. Over Christmas, I made a whole bunch of cards, but this technique I'm going to show you tonight, I think was one of my favorites. So I'm going to switch the camera around. All right, so look at this background. Isn't that cool? And it's I'm using the beautiful, I'm not saying it right, Beautifully Happy celebration stamp set. This one's free with 100. I cannot wait to show you how easily they line up together. And then I'm using the Art Gallery stamp to stamp my images for my background, using some Pool Party ribbon, this ribbon here, the sheer ribbon, and some of the layering circles, using the vellum that's in the annual catalog that we've had for a while. I love that. And then adding some gems. All right, so let's get started. So the first thing I want to show you is I'm going to use some shimmery white paper, some watercolor paper, and just some regular cardstock. Actually, I'm not going to show you the cardstock one because I was not happy with that, but I'm going to show, after I show you what to do, I will show you how it looked. So I'm going to start with the watercolor. I got this idea off of Facebook, and I apologize to the lady that shared this. I did not grab her name. All right, just quickly looking to see if I'm on. And guess it would help if I'm on the right page here. Yep, okay. So this is watercolor paper. I'm going to be using Pool Party, Blackberry Bliss, and Gorgeous Grape, along with just a little bit of crushed curry. I'm going to start with the Blackberry Bliss. And I found that when I stamped on the watercolor paper, you don't get as dark or solid of an image. So I'm just going to go like that. And because I want just a little bit more, I'm going to go like that. I'm going to clean it. All right. And then I'm going to take the Gorgeous Grape and stamp it. Like I said, it was really interesting because the watercolor paper has so much more texture to it. It doesn't get the whole image as well as the shimmery white, but it still looks really cool. So don't give up on me yet. Now I'm going to add some Pool Party. And unfortunately, I could not find my Pool Party new ink pad, so we're going to use my old one. All right, now that's okay, but really not that great. So let me show you what happens when you spritz it. So I just have water in here. I had it primed and ready to go, I thought. There we go. And the more you add, of course, the more it blends. Isn't that cool? So the watercolor paper, like I said, you don't stamp quite, the images don't stamp quite as well because you have all that extra, it's just more porous on the paper. So that's the first one. Now I'm going to try, I smeared it. Oh, we'll see what happens with that. if it starts to curl, someone did suggest that you can, oh, I do that every time I get my fingers in it. You can spray the back first, and then it doesn't curl quite so bad. All right, so as you can tell, I've played with this a little bit. We're going to go back and do it one more time, and this is with the shimmery white. And I have to admit, this is my favorite. So I'm going to stamp it with the blackberry, but oh, this time I want to try something a little bit different. I thought about this later. I'm going to spritz with water just a little bit, even before I start. All right, so I've inked up the Blackberry Bliss, stamp that. And then I'm going to add Gorgeous Grape. So we had our club last week, and it was fun to listen to the gals talk because I did some cards and used some of the celebration items. And I admitted to them that the In the Country, when I first saw it, was not one of my favorites. And by the time I got done playing with it, I had to admit it was one of my favorites. And they were saying the same thing. So that was kind of fun. All right. I didn't get the edge there. All right. So again, I left just the stamped image. Now I'll spritz it a little bit more and you can watch it spread. I think it just adds. And you could use all kinds of colors with this. You knew I would use purple. I have to remember to clean my hands. All right, so I'm going to set that aside and let it dry a little bit, and I'll show you at the end. But I did play ahead of time, so I'm going to close up my inks here. I used the circles to cut out images. So I used the art gallery. You can see here I stamped this and then stamped it in the pool party and did the Gorgeous Grape up there with the Blackberry Bliss. This one I just stamped it with the pool party and cut it out. And here I took that vellum. It's just got the lines on it. I think it just adds some nice depth and layering to the card. So let me show you what happened here. All right, so this was the first one I did, and as you can tell, I put way too much water in it because it just smeared everything. But look how I got these cool lines in it. I thought that was cool. Here's what happened when I did it on regular paper, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but it actually kind of tore the paper. It's okay, but I don't think it gives as near a nice a look. It's all right, but just not my favorite. Here's another watercolor one, and you can see the texture because of the watercolor paper. Now this is my favorite. This is the shimmery white because you've got the sparkle behind it. And here's two of them. So look how different those two look. You get just such an amazing, different background, I think, with these images in the paper, which I just think are really cool. All right, looks like finally having some people catch up to me. I realized I forgot to send you an email to say, hey, or a Facebook post, hey, I'm going to be live tonight, because it seems like the last couple weeks I haven't been able to do that. I apologize. I forgot to grab clean scrap paper. Do you know how that goes? You just never have a clean thing. All right. So I wanted my paper to match. So I cut an oval with the stylish shapes. I have been using this. I would say it's one of those sets that you just have to have because it's got the square, it's got the labels, it's got the circles, and it's got the stitching, which I really like. I'm going to show you the Beautifully Happy stamp set. I'm going to stamp my big image in black. I'm using Memento. Now I want to get as much as the big part of the flower as I can. So I'm going to go about like that and stamp it. And you know, so often when we have two-step stamping, it seems a little difficult to line them up. But I have found with this set that it lines up really, really nicely. And I've made several cards with it. And I'll probably jinx myself now, but I've found that so many of them, they just line up perfectly. Okay, so I want to do my flower in the green. The gorgeous grape. And it's got this one here that colors the inside of the flowers. I'm going to line it up. I'm using the top two flowers to line up. All right. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? And that's probably the worst one I've ever done at lining it up. It actually bothers me after I bragged about it. So I'm going to flip it over and try again. All right. You know, you jinx yourself. Say, oh, I always worry about that in games that people say, oh, they've never missed a free throw. Da, 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 da. And you know that's when they're going to miss it. I did think about it when I was getting my papers cut and everything ready for today, that I had not messed up a single filling on the flowers. And I thought, oh, tonight will be the night when I'm live on Facebook. Then I will mess it up. But it just means I'm human, right? All right. There we go. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? Okay, now I know Pool Party is really not green, but because that's the closest color to green on this card, that's what I'm going to use for my leaves. So this one's going to line up with underneath here and then fill in this section. Look at that. See how easy that lined up? And then where's my leaves? Here they are. My leaves for the bottom. What's neat about this is if you're doing the whole flower and leaf image, you could do your top flowers and leaves one color and do this another down here. I like how they separated it for you so that you could add the different colors. Then they have some great little stamps, and I think this is so fun. I can't wait to show you this. All right, so there is a little dot for the inside of the flower. I'm going to put that there. So that fills it in. There is a bee in the set. Let me show you the bee. So the bee is going to fly right up here. Okay. Then they designed one of the small stamps to fill in the bee. So you're going to do it this direction, then turn it around and fill him in on the other side. So your bee has color. And I didn't press down well. Here, let me fix him. Paper's so wavy, I'm not getting a good impression. There we go. Isn't that cute? Some of the flowers has a bee on it. All right. Let's hope this doesn't mess it up. All right, so I'm going to take Pool Party paper that I score, let's see, cut it 5.5 by 8.5, score it 4 1/4. And I'm going to put down a layer of gorgeous grape. I was thinking about this. If you're brave enough in the chat, what 3 colors would you try to make a background image like this? What would you use? And if you're watching the replay, go ahead and put it down there in the chat, and I'll see if I can try that sometime this week, and I'll post a picture of what it looks like. Because you could use any of our colors. And we've got, what, 50 colors? Yeah, 50 different colors. You can make some amazing combinations. All right, so I think I'm going to use this one this time. And I'm going to layer it with the vellum circle. But I had everything laid out, and then I thought, oh, I got to move things here because I had too many piles. All right, so to do my ribbon, I'm going to make 2 strips of tear tape. I don't want them any bigger than this circle because I don't want them to show through the vellum or the tear tape to show through the vellum after I do my ribbon. All right, so I'm going to feed it across this way, loop it, come back this way, and loop it again so that it lays underneath like that. But I do want to add the vellum to it. And wouldn't you know, I had, here's one. I was gonna say I had 4 vellum pieces laying here, and I can't find one. All right, so we can layer it like that. And then I'm going to use some glue dots, or not glue dots, dimensionals. So I finally got my cards designed for my teacup class. And I have to admit, even though I'm not a huge, oh, thank you for that you like the ribbon tip. Thank you, thank you. Oh, Julie, that's a good idea. Melon Mamba, Daffodil Delight, and Pumpkin Pie. Oh, that's a good idea. Hey, we might even have to try that before I sign off tonight. See what that looks like. All right. So normally I would cut those, but you don't need to see me cut dimensionals. So I'll do them full. All right, so we're going to go like that. And I love adding the bee. The other 2 cards I'm going to show you that I made previously, I didn't add the little bee. And I just think he's too fun. Not that I like real bees, but for this card, I think it's fun. All right, now I'm going to glue this down. As you can see this one here, I started and I forgot my purple layer. And I always tell people that's the best thing about not gluing your card down or your paper down until you finished your stamping, because if you mess up, you can turn it over. Then I always tease the ladies at class and tell them that if they turned theirs over, then they got to stamp more. They got more stamp time. So that's okay too. Then I made, I wanted my paper to match. So I did shimmery white paper, and I just cut a 1/2-inch strip and then I just angled it. And I've done some where I've laid them over here, but this flower is so pretty, I hate to cover it up, to be honest. Maybe we'll go like that on this one. There we go. And at class the other night, we talked about the fact that I don't hardly ever use Wink of Stella because I'm just not a sparkle type person. But just for those of you that were class the other night, look at this. I'm using my Wink of Stella. I'm going to just add a little sparkle to the flowers. And I'm doing that because I want it to match all the sparkle in the paper as well. Because we use the shimmer white, we're going to have a lot of sparkle. Make sure you kind of rub it afterwards to make sure you get the ink out of it. So there's one. And then let me show you what I did for the inside. So this is a 4 by 5 1/4. And the other stamp, or another stamp in the Beautifully Happy. Goodness, I think that's the right name. All right. So I stamped it in the black again. Going to stamp the flower in the purple. Look how that lines up. Ah, love that. And then I'm going to use the yellow again. And it's even at an angle, or it's long enough that it'll fill in that flower. And then you have the little leaves to go underneath it. And I'm going to do my bee again just because he's too fun. Stamp him in black. And then use the same yellow that I used for the center of the flower and stamp him both directions to fill in the lady or the bumblebee. And then I can put my greeting on there. So that would go in the middle of my card like that. All right. So let me show you the other two cards that I did. I did this one where I added Winka Stella, and this one the art gallery, you can cut out the flowers, so I cut it out. Oh, I forgot I was forgetting something. I forgot my dots here, and you know it makes me so happy to have purple. So happy to have purple. I guess I'll go right there. All right, there we go. Now I got those on there. And the other one I did, I guess I already showed it to you. Here we go. So these were the two I did previously. And see how every one is different. And then here's the one I did tonight. So this set is free with $100 order. And you just can make beautiful cards with it. All right, Julie, just for you real quick, because I have paper cut here. We're going to go with Melon Mamba, Daffodil Delight, and Pumpkin Pie, and see how that goes. Get these colors out real quick. So my teacup class is going to be in February, and we're using the, sorry guys, grabbing the ink here. I'm going to have it at my mom's house. So for those of you that don't like climbing all the stairs, she only has one step onto her porch and then one step into the house. So there aren't near as many stairs as you have, you know, the 13 stairs into my house. And we're going to use the cards and envelope pack from the teacup set, the designer series paper, and the in color dots that you'll use for the class and then get to take everything home. But I'll prep all the pieces so you can make the cards. And I think you're going to love it. I'm going to show you a few of the cards here. Over the weekend, I finally got what I thought I needed was 6 more cards. So I made 6 more cards and then discovered today I found one that, yeah, I think that way, that I'd missed. So actually I made 11 cards. So I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to deal with that yet. All right, so I'm going to spritz it real quick on both sides. All right, and I'm going to do the pink here. And with that one, you know, you're just going to do one. I'm going to add the pumpkin pie. Ooh, it was on the ink pad. What I like is it doesn't, you could use any stamp that you want, just because I think it gives that texture, because you're adding as a flower, it's got its highs and lows in the image. So it adds to the dimension of the card, I think. All right. Oh, those are pretty. Okay, here we go. Spritzer's running out here. All right, look at that. Oh, that's pretty. Julie, that was a great idea. I'm gonna spritz the back just a little bit to help it lay flat. I will finish a card with that and then put it on Facebook so you guys can see it. Let me show you the 2 that I made previously. Here's the watercolor paper. And you can see my finger smudge up here. And then look at this one. Look how it rounded those petals. Oh, those are just gorgeous. I can't wait to play with those. Those are so cool. All right, so let me show you real quick the teacup cards. This is the one I found today that I'd forgotten I made. Isn't that sad? So I had to make an extra card. Then there's this one. And this one. This one, I cut 1 inch off here, so it just has a little bit different look. This one, I wanted to show how neat it looks with just the paper. Here's another one. Another one. This one here, I was pretty proud of myself. This paper here just is full of the teacups. And so I just cut a jagged edge to cut off the extra teacups. So you just have the 4 teapots there. Yes, they're teapots, not cups. That one. And this one. And last but not least, I did the same thing here. I cut some off to add some variety like that. I'm also going to add into the cards the ability to put a teacup, a tea bag in there. So if you want to give the card with the tea bag in there, you can do that. That class, I'm emailing out the information. It'll probably go out tomorrow morning because I'm probably about done for today. And so sign up for that. I need your RSVP. I believe it's February 7th, so I can get your products in here. You're going to get 48 sheets of DSP. You'll use a few of them for the class, but the rest you'll take home. I would say maybe you'll use parts of 10 sheets, and then the rest you'll take home. You get a package of the cards and envelopes and some of the dots. And then if you don't have the stamp set and want to add it on, you can. All right, so here's my cards tonight. Let me know which one you like the best. Do you like this image? This one here, I put more Wink Stella. Do you like the greeting up there or down here? I hope you like this technique. I would love to see what you do with it. Here's the one Julie suggested. Isn't that gorgeous? It'll be fun to see what we can do with that. And that's it for tonight. Have an awesome week. If you need some goodies and you're ready to place your celebration order, if your order's under $150, I would appreciate it if you'd use the host code. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll be happy to answer them. Have a great week, and I'll see you next Monday at 8. Bye.